Here at 11 o'clock, the winter storm 2025. Well, the snow part is out of here. Look at those roads here tonight. Such a big difference from last night. The snow is over, and you can call what we got on the ground historic. The most snow we've seen in Kentuckiana in nearly 30 years. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. The threat of ice out of the sky is gone, but now it's the ice on the ground and the Arctic air sweeping in that's the big concern for many days to come. Meteorologist Matt Breland is with me tonight here for Ben. And Matt, is this the beginning of the polar blast? I know people got their workouts when it came to all that snow.
That's right. Yeah, Doug, it has certainly been a lot of snow that we have seen over the past several hours. As a matter of fact, this was sent in from my friend Steve. He said that he shoveled the snow earlier today, and then that second round of snow caught up to him, and then he had to go out there for round two. So Steve, I'm glad that you were able to get some steps in and get a workout in out there in the snow, because it definitely was a day to do that. Now, these latest snowfall reports really have been record-breaking for a lot of us. We have seen the most snow that we have had here in Louisville in several years, third snowiest day in history here. So Jeffersonville, Indiana saw 10.5 inches, same in the Louisville Metro, 8.2 inches near Buckner, and Shelbyville, definitely a snowy pattern. But yes, the roads are looking good. This is on the Lincoln and the Kennedy Bridge, looking at I-65 north, temperatures at 28 degrees, winds out of the north at 10 miles per hour. The rest of us still staying below freezing tonight, and whenever you factor in those winds, we feel like the teens here in Louisville. 24 in Elizabethtown is what it feels like, 27 Paoli. Definitely just the start of some intense cold air that's headed our direction. We've got strong winds staying out of the north that's really just funneling in a lot of this Arctic cold air. And also, we're tracking another system expecting to arrive as we head into our Friday afternoon. This is going to bring in some more snow for us. Not really looking like as much as we've seen here recently, but we are tracking a few more accumulations. We'll have all the details about that coming up in the full weather breakdown.
All right, Matt, tell your friend Steve more shoveling to come on the way. Well, taking a live look at some of the outages across the area. Most of the major outages in Kentucky are in the west and eastern parts of the state. However, there's been much improvement throughout the day. That's the good news. Here in Louisville, most residents are lucky they kept their lights on for the most part. WHAS11's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester are joining us now live from southern Jefferson County, where hundreds of people were without power for much of the last 2 days. Clarice, give us an update. How's the restoration going there?
Well, Doug, this light here at the intersection of Arnoldtown Road and 3rd Street Road wasn't working before, but now it is. I spoke to neighbors in this area who told me they noticed their power was out at 3 in the morning. Now, I have just checked the LG&E outage map. It shows that this area has restored its power, but there are 33 customers still without power in Jefferson County tonight.
Yeah, I gotta do what I can with it.
Snow and cold temperatures.
See, that's all ice right there.
With no power on Arnoldtown Road in Waverly Hills.
I've just been shoveling the driveway, kind of just straightening up the house and, trying to stay busy, keep my mind busy. That's without power and internet. Nowadays, you're like, oh, God, there's nothing to do.
While Jacob King makes room for someone to bring more gas for his generator.
And I was trying to dry my gloves here.
The Orloffs are trying to keep their home warm.
Taking us down to 54.
Recent movers from Arizona experiencing a winter they weren't anticipating.
We got hit with the storm of the, century. And this guy, fell last night. There was a big snap.
Chris Whalen, the vice president of communications for LG&E and KU, says all of Louisville should be restored by Monday evening.
And in particular, this storm, that's been our biggest issue, is areas where the limbs are, ice covered and the wind picks up and they break and fall into our lines. That's been our biggest challenge this entire storm.
Kentucky Electric Cooperative serves the counties outside Louisville. About 30,000 customers are without power.
Unfortunately, with the ice storm, it's like a slow motion disaster, where it's a situation where even after the precipitation has fallen, the wait over several days, especially with these prolonged cold temperatures, you can still have power outages for days on end.
Until the power's back on.
We just keep the fire, we stand in front of it, we eat, we come out here, we go back in, and we repeat.
Trying to keep all the dogs and everybody in one room, kind of, get all that heat insulated as much as I can. I got
Doug, it's going to be a cold night for many just south of the county here. LG&E says that people in Elizabethtown won't get their power back until tomorrow at noon. And if you're a part of the electric cooperative and cooperative and live in more of the rural areas, it may take a few more days before you get your power back. Live in Waverly Hills, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
All right, Clarice, thank you very much. Good to see Joe Arnold in your story there with the Kentucky Electric Cooperatives now. Earlier today, our crews were in Hardin County, Kentucky. Some of the largest power outages were right there. And then tonight, we got a brand new email from a viewer in Vine Grove who has been updating us all day long. He finally got his power back there in Hardin County around 7:30 tonight. The temperature in his house was in the 40s. The ice and snow really hitting the Vine Grove community hard, downing trees and power lines. This tree split in half by the weight of the ice, a portion of it piercing the roof of this home.
That's what I thought it was. I thought there was an explosion somewhere.
Well, we knew it was coming. It's just a matter of time it's going to happen here.
Nathan Parker there lost power earlier today. Again, LG&E is expecting to have all power restored to Louisville by tonight. They've got about an hour to go for that. Well, Southern Indiana outreach programs are making sure there's a warm place for homeless people to stay warm and stay safe in Jeffersonville. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Emma Gefter are joining us live now from downtown. Jeff and Alex, what are the conditions like now that the snow has finally stopped?
Well, Doug, as you can see right here, downtown Jeffersonville is a ghost town, and it's been like this for most of the evening. We got here earlier this evening, and it's the same conditions now. But for the houseless population here in Southern Indiana, the difference between having a warm place to stay and not could be the difference between life and death.
We've been busy this week.
After more than 10 inches of snow fell in Jeffersonville, Indiana, the dangerously cold temperatures are holding on.
To mean sometimes people have literally no place to go. So if you don't have a place to go and you're stuck outside in these frigid conditions, then it's just not safe or healthy or mentally good for you as well.
Catalyst Rescue Mission, a homeless shelter in Jeffersonville, is seeing an influx of people seeking refuge from the winter storm.
And there usually is more need than what is available.
117 people so far.
We have brought in some extra mats. We've used all our cots, all our bunks, and couches, and that sort of thing. So we will place people on those if the need is there.
Offering them a shower, clean laundry, a meal, and a place to rest. Down the street and on the road, Exit Zero is making multiple trips a day throughout Clark County, bringing resources to houseless people stuck out in the storm.
Blankets, sleeping bags, hygiene. Normally we have hot chocolate, coffee, hot water, socks, we got coats, we got hoodies.
And bringing them to white flag shelters.
Yesterday when we came across an individual, this young lady was basically borderline hypothermia. You're cold, you're wet, plus when you're bundling up, you're sweating, so it does, your body, physically it takes a toll on you. But luckily being able to just pick her up and get her where she needs to get warm. You know, this is the importance of getting out here and doing what needs to be done.
Meeting people where they are and giving them a warm place to stay.
Each person is different, every story is different.
Jeffersonville Mayor Mike Moore told me today that he's seen a slight increase in the houseless population here in Jeffersonville over the last few years. And he says he believes that is from people from Louisville coming over the bridge into Southern Indiana. Now for Catalyst Rescue Mission, they do have a warming center open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. through January 11th. Live in Jeffersonville, Alex Dieterer, the WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Very interesting information there on that. Thank you very much, Alex. Well, here in Louisville, a food hall in the Beachmont neighborhood converted into a warming center with free food, warm clothing, and a place to sleep. The Streetery is the name of it here, the Streetery Food Hall. It's turned into a one-stop shop thanks to generous donations from the community. The owner says it was never a doubt that he was going to do this and how good the community has been to him.
So we're in a spot where we have a lot of people that are in need. From a immigrant that came here and our family worked so hard to get where we're at, we want to make sure that we pour back into the same community that brought us up.
As of 2 this afternoon, the street area estimated it had helped around 60 people the past 2 days. They also say the Louisville Rough Cut Jeep Club has been braving these roads to pick people up in their Jeeps and take them to warming centers. Now let's give you an update on the road conditions in Louisville with this live map. You're looking at the Metro snow map, live real time, showing where the city has already made a pass with the snow trucks. There's a whole lot of purple on this map, and that means those streets have already been plowed and salted. The green you see, barely see it, but it's down there in the southern part of the county and up there in the northeast part of the county. That means they have not been salted, just plowed. Not every road in Louisville is handled by the city. Some are handled by the state of Kentucky. And what a view from this bridge camera. Take a look. The snow plows almost doing a snow dance in unison here, there. All of them perfect in a row, blowing that heavy snow right off of I-64. You can see some of their more of their work from the WHAS11 drone. This showing the traffic moving freely across a clear I-64 along the Ohio River. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg today promising that his crews will keep working until all of the roads are clear.
The snow might be getting ready to stop, but our crews are not going to stop. They are going to keep working 24/7.
And they are. In an update earlier tonight, Metro Public Works says a lot of progress has been made. However, there could still be some icy patches on the roads with the freeze coming in. If you have to drive, go slow. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you need to be. They're also asking you to watch out for those snow plows. Those big trucks need a lot of room to clear the road. They're also asking tonight that private contractors clearing private roads excuse me, in parking lots not to pile their snow onto the main roadways as seen in these photos. They say doing this hampers the snow team's effort and endangers them and the public. Well, tomorrow, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear will provide another update on how Kentucky is handling the winter storm. Crews working the state are working to restore power and clear roads. The governor already activating up to 400 National Guard troops for folks in western and southern Kentucky. The update is tomorrow at noon on the Team Kentucky Facebook page and YouTube. Many in Louisville took full advantage of the snow day, gearing up and getting out for a fun day on the snow. Our WHAS11 drone capturing these sledders going down the hill on the Cherokee Park Golf Course, the Grinstead Drive side. A few improvising sleds using plastic storage containers on their lids. Others choosing to sled over at Joe Creason Park. And all across the metro, hundreds of snowmen popping up in people's yards.
Oh, we're inspired by our neighbors, so we think it looks great.
So it is a little bit of a healthy snowman competition.
Oh yeah, but you know, it's all like they're really nice, and I think ours is better.
Yeah.
They did give us the carrot though.
Yeah, actually another neighbor brought over a bag of carrots, and so we used one of them and then gave the next one to the neighbors across the street.
Our Ian Hardwick doing the interviews there, and those snowmen, by the way, won't be melting anytime soon, with temperatures not expected to rise above freezing until late this week.